Hey, loves. So I am live on both YouTube and TikTok now. So if I'm not completely looking at the camera at any given point, you know why. But I wanted to talk to you about three reasons why your dating discernment is off. So when I'm working with my one on one clients in my program, Confidently Cherished, I always make sure to tell them that the biggest factor in having a healthy, loving relationship is the ability to use your discernment. You need to be at a point where you can quickly filter someone and decide whether or not this person is right for you. Because, dating should be fun, dating should be enjoyable, but at the same time, we don't want to waste our time with people who we aren't aligned with. And you don't want to get burnt out from dating people who aren't a good fit. So, discernment is so key when it comes to being in a healthy relationship and attracting the type of person that you want to be with. So, when we're talking about these three reasons why your discernment is off, the first reason is that you didn't have an example set for you of what healthy relationships should look like. So, you grew up in an environment where your parents weren't together or they didn't have the healthiest relationships. They either never married while you were growing up or they got married at some point, but they were still in unhealthy relationships. And you saw that in other aspects of your life as well. I noticed this. No, blocks, I'm not at a church, but I noticed this in my own family. On my dad's side of the family, my parents are actually celebrating their anniversary this month, and they have been married for 39 years. But my dad is one of eight, and every single one of my aunts and uncles has been married more than once. So, I have seen so many divorces in my life and, that does kind of like get to you when you become, when you get older and you start dating yourself. It can cause you to have some doubts about whether or not, relationships can really last, whether or not, romance is actually a thing. So, I'm grateful for my parents that even when I started to have those thoughts, I could look at their marriage and see how long they've been together. But if you don't have that example in your life because everyone around you has been in dysfunctional relationships, then of course that is going to affect your discernment, which is why it is so important that you start creating an environment where you see healthy relationships. If that is not in your own family or among your own friends, this means going out there and finding mentors. This means changing your social media environment so that you follow couples who are in healthy and happy relationships. Now, the second reason why your discernment is off goes along with that first reason, and it is who are you taking advice from? So, if you are taking advice on relationships from people who are not in healthy and happy relationships themselves, then of course your discernment is going to be off. I am a dating coach and I find it so interesting how there are so many people out here on Instagram and YouTube and TikTok who are giving relationship advice. And these people have never been in committed relationships. Don't take advice from people who don't live the life that you want to live. And this isn't a knock on those people because I'm sure they can give you advice in other areas. But, when I get money advice, I get it from people who are making good money. And that's the advice I take from them, money advice. I don't necessarily go to them for relationship advice or for health advice or anything like that. I have been married for 4 years. So when I'm getting advice on marriage, I go to couples who've been married for, 10, 15, 20 years. I don't go to my single friends and ask them for advice on what to do about something in my marriage. So you really have to hone your discernment. You really have to be careful about who you're listening to. And you have to be very intentional about what you're feeding yourself. Our brains pick up on everything. So if you're following accounts that give advice talking about how men are trash or, any kind of nonsense like that, that stuff feeds into how you think. That stuff feeds into how you live your daily life. And then it causes you to end up in very messed up situations. And then the third reason why you are having trouble with your discernment is because you think too logically. And I know this may sound off, but hear me out on this. So, yes, logic is important, common sense is important. And I truly believe that common sense is not all that common nowadays. So, if you have common sense, like, thank God for that. At the same time, when it comes to matters of the heart, we have to listen to our hearts more. You have to really pay attention to how a person makes you feel. So, I see this so often that people will come up with excuses for a person who's not treating them the way in which they want to be treated. So, the person says, yeah, I haven't really been calling you as much, or we haven't communicated as much, but it's because I'm really busy. And if you are the type of person who needs someone to be in regular communication with you, if you need that consistency in a relationship, which I think everyone should expect that, then instead of trying to justify that, instead of being like, oh, well, like this person says they're busy, I guess they're too busy for me right now, but maybe it'll get better in the future. Maybe I should crowdsource this. Maybe I should ask 50 million other people if this is okay, if they've ever dealt with this. Maybe I should go to Reddit and ask, am I the asshole for expecting this person to spend more time with me? Instead of doing all of that, how does this situation make you feel? If you truly feel like this person is not giving you enough consideration, if you truly feel like you're not a priority in this relationship and you want to be a priority, then that's really all the answer that you need. Now, you can go to this person, you can give them a chance to make it right, to try harder, to put forth more effort. But at the end of the day, if you are in a relationship where you feel bad more often than you feel good, that's not a relationship that you need to be in. So, again, this is a really quick live video, but I wanted to give you 3 reasons why your discernment in dating is off. And it's because you don't have that model set for you, which in that case, again, create environments where you see healthy couples and also get some accountability and help with that. Find yourself a therapist, find a coach, find someone who can help you navigate what healthy dating and loving relationships looks like. I would be more than happy to be that person for you if you wanted to send me a DM and we could talk about working together. Also, you are taking advice from the wrong people. And finally, you are not leaning enough into your own intuition and how this relationship makes you feel. So let me know what you think about this. Let me know if you've had trouble before with discernment in relationships. And I will talk to you soon. Love you. Bye.